Welcome back to DK Models, everybody. My name's Derek, and if this is your first time joining me, I'd like to welcome you to the N-Scale Norfolk Southern Clinch Valley District. I know it's been a hot minute since I have uploaded any videos from in here in the model train room. Haven't done a whole lot of work in here, but I figured I would take today and shoot a little catch-up video, get you guys caught up on what's new on the layout itself, what new equipment I've gotten, and without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so as we look at this peninsula of the layout here, there's a few small little details up in the coal mine facility up there. Some of the storage tanks are new, painted. There's probably a few trees since the last update. Nothing terribly big up there. So we come down here to the row of houses here. Added some Woodland Scenics picket fences. I scratch built some mailboxes. You can see there. Got the road weathered up a little bit. Put some driveways in. Little gravel driveways with some grass growing in the middle. Started really honing in on some of the details in this scene here. Really quite pleased with the way this scene has been coming out. As we make our way over to the Sunman Mine Complex, just a few little details such as some concrete road barriers. Those came as kits, so they're little wooden kits, or glue a couple pieces together, paint it, weather it. Nothing terribly fancy. A couple more over here. Some pallets, some other small little details I've been working on in this area here. And then popping out of the tunnel there is two locomotives of recent purchase. NS 4000 and 4001. Scale trains produced for the N-Scale Enthusiast Company. And currently just running those around on a Pennsylvania Power and Light colt train here to break them in a little bit, and we'll be taking a look at those a little bit later. But as far as this side of the railroad goes, that's pretty much anything new and exciting that's going on here. Alright, so as we come over here to our first bridge scene popping out of the tunnel here, all of the foam is painted for the river, ready to receive the river resin. Here, started ballasting the track on the top here. Started putting some other odds and ends scenery along here, twigs, bushes. Started putting some trees on the hillside here. Just an assortment of small little details. And then as we walk around this end of the peninsula here, I got this rock slide fence done many months ago. Quite happy with the way this turned out for somebody that doesn't know what they're doing. This was just a huge experiment on my part. Just took some old rail, painted it up in like a rust brown color, bent it, stuck it into the foam here, and then did all the scenery down here. And then once that was done, I actually just got some wedding veil material and just glued it onto the side here of the rails. And really, for what it is, quite happy with how it turned out. If I were to do this again, I would do things a little bit differently. Try to add a few more details, like some of the wire going across each one, stuff like that. But this late in the ball game now, it's not really worth it. And then we pan over to here. See the first of two new signals on the model railroad. This one is not currently hooked up to anything. However, this single target signal over here is wired up to a Atlas control board. These are both Atlas signals, by the way. So this is wired up to an Atlas control board, which is wired up to a switch down here. And if we go ahead and throw it, switches to red. Now we go ahead and throw it back. It's going to go to yellow for about 10 seconds. And then it will go over to green to show the all clear. So that's pretty cool. My first experience with any sort of signaling, and the signal board works exactly as it should. Really I mean, it's not an automatic block control, but it's still pretty fun to sit there, and it really adds a lot of it really adds a lot of realism to the operation side of things here on the layout. There is a new Scale Trains Dash 9 top hat NS. Got that delivered a few weeks ago, so I'll be sure to feature that in some upcoming videos here. Got some new articulated auto carriers here from Atlas. A couple of new tank cars from Athearn. Here's our coal train again. As we come around to this side, the big yard, nothing much has changed in the town up here. It started making some pretty good progress on some scenery down in this area here. Added some trees, added some big bushes, added another picket fence here, just some small little parking lot details. And this crossing gate here is actually wired up. Flashers alternate. Nothing new. Well, no, I take that back. I got one of these Woodland Scenics American flags here. The yard again, just starting to hone in on some of these finer details. But other than that, that's pretty much all the progress I've made on the layout here in the past few months. But let's take a look at some of the recent equipment that I've got. Alright, so as our coal train rolls on by here, I will show you guys by far the most expensive and impressive purchase that I have recently made. And two of them are currently at the head of this coal train. So Scale Trains did a special limited run for N-Scale enthusiasts on their Dash 9 shell of the special AC44 C6M paint jobs. So the unit numbers are 4000, 4001, 4002, 4003, 4004, 4005, and they also did 8520 and 8521 here, which 8521 is not prototype, it was never made, but it's cool to have a pair of them, and I was happy to add this one to the collection as well. And they also did numbers 1800 and 1801, which in the prototype are the SD70 ACCs, so it's really the wrong body shell, and I didn't opt to buy those. Hopefully in the future somebody will put those on like an SD70M shell or something, at least make them somewhat prototypical. So you saw 8521 here. We also have 8520. And along with the NS 4000 and 4001 that are currently pulling that coal train, we also have 4002, 4003, 4005, and 4004. And these are all equipped from the factory with DCC and Loc Sound decoders. So I will be doing a separate video on those guys in the future. The only ones that have been out of the box are numbers 4000 and 4001. And I will show you this coal car, which is brand new. Just picked it up yesterday at a train show here in the Cleveland area. This is a Trainworks 4-bay, I believe these are 100-ton hoppers. And me being a huge Clinchfield Railroad fan, I did not know that they were going to be doing these CSX patch jobs on these cars, and I was really excited to find this one at the show. Had to pick this one up in an instant. Alright, so along with this Clinchfield coal car sitting over here, my train show purchases from yesterday is another Trainworks 100-ton hopper here. Again, another CSX patch. This is over a L&N hopper. Very cool. Also from yesterday, a Norfolk Southern Horsehead Atlas Masterline car. Beautiful tooling on that. And picked up a couple of Intermountain. What do we got here? These are 3-bay hoppers, 4750. I'm not sure if these are Trinity or who makes these. Got a GATX one here. And then I just bought this one because I liked the name and the color on it. Sands of Iowa. I figured I'd make a really nice weathering project. Excited to tackle that. And then over the past few months, I've also acquired, for my 611 Norfolk and Western passenger excursion, I have some of the Norfolk and Western and some of the Norfolk Southern passenger cars from Concord. And besides the fact that they don't want to stay on the tracks, they're actually not terrible models. But they're going to need a lot of TLC in regards to couplers, trucks, and I have absolutely no ambition to try to look online and try to find anything that's available and in stock, and to sit here and replace them all. And that'll be a good winter project coming up here. But I have about 5 or 6 of these passenger cars to work on. So as soon as I get that train up and running, you will see a video of it. And then the other car purchases that I've made, besides the 2 Procore tank cars from Athearn over there, I also picked up some other ones of interest. So here we have a UTLX LPG tank car. This is one of the primed for grime ones, so it's already got the patch on it. Paint's a little faded. I believe there's some rusty couplers on there. I'm going to have to get started with weathering some of these tank cars. Honestly, I've been scared to because they're such beautiful models. So we got that guy there. We have a SRIX lettering, also another primed for grime. And these have not been out of the box as well. These have not been on the layout yet. So one of these days I gotta start switching out some equipment and get these bad boys on there. And here's a TILX tanker. And we've also got this nicely colored blue UTLX tanker, all the same style tanker here. So I almost forgot to show you guys a couple of cool new additions to the train room themselves. My coworker got me this awesome Norfolk Southern safety hat, and to my knowledge this is an actual employee hat. I think there's a few of you guys on YouTube that actually have this hat, so I'm not much of a hat guy, but I will probably be wearing this when I come up here to operate the layout. Adds to that realism factor. And then on the weathering side of things, again, haven't done anything too terribly Too terribly important, but got this GATX boxcar done. A little bit of the roof weathering there. Didn't beat it up too bad because these are pretty modern. And then the other one I recently got done is this Asbury graphite one, and did a little bit of painting. Oh, it looks like they painted over some graffiti on it. Was pretty happy with the way the roof detail came out. Tried to make some of the panels really rusty. Looked like some of them were older than some others. Here's the other side. Nothing too terribly fancy on this one, just trying to do some different things. And then here is the shelf full of locomotives. Got some random cars in there too. Got the Amtrak train sitting over there. Alright guys, well that will pretty much wrap up this layout update. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Again, thank you guys so much for watching and taking the time to see what's going on in the layout room. I apologize for the few months of not having any videos up, but we all get in those YouTube slumps, I guess. But expect some more videos here in the future. I got these beautiful new scale trains, special paint job locomotives here for the 44 C6Ms. Got a few operation videos planned. But again guys, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, take care, God bless, and happy modeling.